In today's webinar, we will be discussing the team member roles and responsibilities. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define and assign team member roles and responsibilities. In previous lessons, we have referenced the sustainable systems as a critical feature of the school climate transformation through MTSS. Today, we will focus on the team roster and how assigning roles and responsibilities will ensure that meetings run smoothly. Establishing roles and responsibilities for your team members is an important step in creating effective school climate teams. Identifying specific roles and the responsibilities associated with them ensures efficient team routines before, during, and after the meeting and helps avoid confusion about tasks. Responsibilities encourage participation in team meetings and helps include all team members in the process. There are 5 roles held by team members, and they include facilitator, data analyst, note taker, timekeeper, and team member. Each of these roles should be held by a member of the team, and a backup should be identified in case a team member is unable to serve in their role. The 5 for Success model was created as a guide for school climate teams to assist in identifying effective roles and responsibilities to ensure meetings run smoothly. Several of the following slides are specific to the school climate team meeting agenda that can be found in the Using Action Plans, Agendas, and Rosters lessons. This guide can be adapted if your team does not use this specific agenda. These are explicit instructions that outline steps for each team role before, during, and after the meeting. Technical assistance tools are provided in this lesson. Team members should follow the agenda to ensure they are using their time effectively throughout the meeting. All team members should participate and be involved in the meeting, as well as the preparation and execution of solutions. This also leads to the valuing collaboration and opinions, and also the time and effort your team members put in. Finally, everyone should be actively engaged in problem solving and finding solutions. This will drive a problem-solving and solution-focused meeting. After the meeting is over, make sure to follow up on tasks and action plans. The facilitator has some specific responsibilities that take place before and during the school climate team meeting. Before the meeting, the facilitator will ask the team members for agenda items, prepare the meeting agenda, and distribute an agenda to the team members. During the meeting, the facilitator will manage the flow of the meeting to ensure that all topics are covered and that the meeting stays solution-focused. If it does not, the facilitator will prompt team members as necessary with the problem-solving mantra, which is, be problem solvers, not problem admirers. They are, like everyone, an active participant in the meeting, and at the end of the meeting, the facilitator communicates the date, time, and location of the next meeting. Remember, the facilitator is often the leader of the meetings and is filled by the site coordinator. There is a printable document explaining the roles and responsibilities of this facilitator before, during, and after the meeting. You can use this document to train the team facilitator. A few days prior to the meeting, the facilitator will check in with the people responsible for the to-do items tasks. This check-in will update the facilitator on the process and also serve as a reminder for the person responsible for the task. Then, the facilitator will use this information to update and create the agenda for the meeting. First, the facilitator will update the date and time for the meeting. Then, he or she will update the task list if needed. Finally, the facilitator will complete the discussion items for the meeting. Before the meeting, the facilitator will send a reminder and agenda to all members. The team members can review the agenda before the meeting so they are prepared. Next, we will discuss the roles and responsibilities of the note taker. Before the meeting, the note taker will prepare the projector or printed copies of the agenda and data if needed. During the meeting, the note taker will record decisions and notes on the meeting agenda. They will ask for clarification of tasks as necessary and again actively participate in the meeting. After the meeting, the note taker will edit the meeting notes if needed and distribute the completed minutes to the rest of the school climate team. One thing that we would like to make sure you know is that it is important for the note taker to be able to use a word processor or a Google Doc, as they are the one taking the minutes for the meeting and recording them on a laptop or other device. Again, we have a printable document explaining the roles and the responsibilities of the note taker before, during, and after the meeting. You can also keep a copy of roles and responsibilities technical assistance documents in a binder with other created documents. This will help with the sustainability of procedures into the future. When using the agenda, the note taker will take over the agenda when the meeting begins. They will start by identifying present members. Then they will update the task list during the meeting. This includes updating current tasks and adding new tasks as needed throughout the meeting. The note taker will also take the minutes during the meeting in step 3 and record them in the decision section of the agenda. At the end of the meeting, the note taker will note how the team members evaluated the effectiveness of the meeting. After the meeting, the note taker should clean up the minutes and send a copy of the updated agenda to all team members. The data analyst has some specific responsibilities that take place before and during the school climate team meeting. Before the meeting, the data analyst, like other team members, will recommend agenda items. The data analyst will also prepare the data for the meeting. They will use the data collected from the referral collection system. This could be the school's student information system, a Google form, or another system like Swiss from pbis.org. The data analyst should present the problems and be easy for the team to interpret these problems. Typically, graphs are the best way to accomplish this task. During the meeting, the data analyst will guide the team through the new problems. They will determine, using the data, if a problem exists and define the problem with precision. More information about using outcome data can be found in the Best Practices module. The data analyst will guide the solution planning and help set goals, timelines, and plans to monitor fidelity of the selected solutions. Again, we have a guidance document for the data analyst to explain their roles more thoroughly. All team members should actively participate in the meeting because everyone should be involved in the decision-making process. They will work with the data analyst to identify new problems and report on implementation of solution strategies used to solve previous problems. All members should give suggestions and value the opinions and suggestions of others. This will help with the continued implementation and improvement of solution actions. Team members will need to be able to listen and consider all perspectives, use a sense of humor, demonstrate mutual respect, and be able to honor group norms and guidelines. There is also a roles and responsibilities guidance doc to use for team members. Team members will not make changes to the agenda. However, they will need to review the agenda to make sure their tasks are complete. Team members should make sure the meeting is in their calendar and that they have completed tasks assigned to them. Next, they will send any discussion information to the facilitator if needed to add to the agenda. The timekeeper role is a bit of a bonus role. It is important to value the time of the team members. Therefore, Having a team member keep track of the start and stop times will ensure that the meeting begins and ends in a timely manner. The timekeeper can also keep track of agenda items and help the facilitator move through the tasks in the time allotted. In the Using Action Plans, Agendas, and Rosters lesson, you learned how rosters can be used to organize team members. The third column of the roster can be used to identify which team member will serve in each role and identify backups. This eliminates confusion about what happens when a specific team member is unable to attend a meeting. Again, make sure that you go to the facilitation guides for the roles and responsibilities of each of the 5 members of your team.